Hello there, how's it going? Mr. Payton here, and this is a part 2 help video. This time for the 6.15 unit test, part 2. Let's flip it around and see what we're looking at. Okay, I'm logged in as a student and I'm on the My Schedule page for Friday, December 4th. If you got all your quizzes passed, then you should be able to see the link for your unit test, part 1 and part 2, and both those links should be here as well. If you don't have all your quizzes passed in this unit, then this 6.15 link will appear to be blank. Nothing will load up in here. But here, this student has them both, has all the quizzes passed. So I'm just going to jump right into the part 2. All right, so this should look familiar by now. All the directions and suggestions on how to show your work for these part 2 assignments are here. Then at the bottom, here's the Word file and here's the PDF. I'm going to click the Word file to work with that. That's usually easiest. PDFs sometimes print better, and when we're all done, we'll come right back here and upload it. Opening it up now. We're going to have to click Enable Editing. Put your name in there. And it says Marta received X amount of dollars for helping her dad in the backyard. She spent $1.77 of that amount on snacks. After buying those snacks, she had $13.73 left over. Write an equation using the variable X and the numbers given to show what is happening in this situation. The variable will not be isolated in this equation. Then solve for the variable by isolating it and simplifying the other side. Show your work. Explain how you solve the problem using words first, next, and last. All right, well, let's change some numbers here. Let's change, instead of $1.77, let's just pretend like this is $2.50. I'm going to make these numbers kind of easy for myself to work with. Instead of $13.73, I'm going to change that to, let's pretend like she had $7.50 left over. Then instead of Marta, let's change that to Marcia. All right. Okay, so write an equation using the variable x. The way I see this equation looking before we isolate the variable is like this. I see her having her debt, the amount of money that she received from her dad, that's her variable. That's going to be our x. And we want to do x minus that $2.50 that she spent, because I figure spending $2.50 is a loss of $2.50, which I would show subtraction. And then that money left over, I believe, is what will go on the other side of the equal sign here. So I have a certain amount of dollars that Dad gave me here, or Marcia. Dad gave Marcia a certain amount of dollars, X. She spent $2.50, that's a minus $2.50, equals $7.50. Then I want to solve it, and what I would do to solve this is add $2.50 back to both sides of the equation. I'm doing the inverse of subtraction. I'm doing the inverse of subtraction, which is adding, to get rid of it on the left side. How can I show that? Well, now with the numbers you guys have, the work is going to be a little bit tougher than these numbers. $7.50 plus $2.50 is just going to be $10. And I'm going to get X. Let me change it back to black here. X is equal to $7.50 plus $2.50. Simplify the right hand side there. X is going to be equal to $10. Oops. But let me go into Microsoft Paint and remind everybody how to use that. If you go down to the lower left of your computer, you should see a little search magnifying glass. I'm going to type Paint, Microsoft Paint. I can do this in here. Let's get it lined up. I had $7.50. I was doing $7.50 minus $2.50. It's just subtraction of decimals, 0 minus 0. Make sure the decimal point lines up when you're subtracting decimal. 5 minus 5 is 0. Decimal point's there. Oh, I'm sorry, we're adding. We're not subtracting. My bad. Okay, if we go back to this, yeah, we're adding 250 to both sides. It gets rid of it on the left. So that's sort of like looking at negative 250 plus 250 to get back to 0. But there's really nothing to show for that. Really, the math that I'm doing here is adding 250 to the 750. And so back to Microsoft Paint. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5, when I'm adding here, that's 10. So let me put a little 1 up there for regrouping. 7, 8, 9, 10. Makes $10. So not a ton of work to show here. And let me just do a screenshot. I'm going to use my snipping tool for a screenshot here. To remind you how to find that, go down to your magnifying glass, type SNIP for the snipping tool, open it up, and little menu looks like this. Go to New, hold your left mouse button, and highlight whatever you want to take a picture of. Go back to the Word file and Control V or right click paste to show your work like that. So I'm going to say the equation, my answer is this right there. That's it. That's, well, part of the answer. There's a couple parts here. We need to write the equation that shows this situation, and it says x is not going to be isolated at first. And this is it. Right there, that equation right there shows x is not isolated first. And then I isolated it and I solved for x, because that's the second part of this, solving for x. I also have to explain. All right, here's how I'm going to explain this. First, I decided, let me move this up a little bit. No, not like that. Here, let's do this. That should be good. Kind of make it large for you guys. First, I decided that the variable x is the amount of money she got from her dad. Next, since she spent $250 and had $750 left, I did x minus 250 to show that loss of the 250 and set that equal to the 750 she had left over. Last, I get x by itself. That's isolated. Same thing as isolating it, getting it by itself. I get x by itself by adding 250 to both sides of the equation. 750 plus 250 is 10. So Dad must have given her $10. Done. Put a bow on it. We're done. Nice explanation. I got the equation there, showing my work here. Got my final answer for x right there. Showing the math I had to do with those decimals there. That's all it takes. Let's save it. File, save as. Go to your math folder, wherever it is on your computer. Mine is in my desktop, on my desktop. And put your name in the front of the file name. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's good. Mr. Payton, 6.15. Okay, we'll save it there. Now it's in my math folder. I'm just going to close that now. I'll close this now. Might as well close that. Here, I'm still here on this page, the part 2 page. I'll click upload. I'll find that here. Oh, where is it now? On my desktop. The math folder. Here it is, 615. Upload or click open. And you see it right there. Please don't do any math in the comments. Just click submit. And it's submitted. It says confirmation email sent successfully. All right, that's just about it, but I always like to show you the other way to get to this if you're going back to it later. After I grade it and give you comments on your grades page, if you didn't get full credit, you're allowed to revise it. Just go to your Tools Assignments menu to find it. Go on down to this assignment. You can get right back to the submission folder by clicking here. You can verify what you just submitted there. If we click back into this, there's the submission folder. It looks a little bit different. It says add a file here now instead of upload, I think, but works pretty much the same. Here's a Word and a PDF file, all the advice for how to show your work. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.